everyone. Today we are going to explore how to actively read with others. This technique is not only a great way to bond with family and friends, but also allows students to build their metacognition or their awareness and understanding of their own thought process. To help model this active reading technique, Professor Crawford will be my partner in today's lesson.
Active reading is a technique that lets you have a conversation about the work in front of you. When you're actively reading, it helps to reinforce the reason that you're reading and makes it a little bit easier because you can process the words and understand the words as you read and discuss it. All right, so we're ready to begin reading, but I don't have a reading in front of me because the first step in active reading is to preview the entire reading before you actually do it. You're going to look at the title, see if there are any headings, if there are any pictures that might give a clue to what you're going to be reading. And this is a good time to think about, what do I know about this subject? You might want to make a prediction about what you think you're going to be reading. All right, so let's begin. I have one of my favorite students with me here today, and I'm wondering, when you look at this text, what do you think we'll be reading today?
It looks like we'll be learning about Amelia Earhart.
That's right, we are going to be reading about Amelia Earhart. What information told you that?
That's what the title says.
Yes, you're right, the title did tell us that. But let's look above the title. Meet Amazing Americans, Adventurers and Explorers. Was Amelia Earhart an adventurer or explorer? It also gives me a timeline, and I can see that she was doing this around World War I and the stock market crash. There was a lot happening in the world. I wonder what other predictions we could make about this reading passage.
Well, it looks like we are going to learn about how she flew for a very long time to cross the Atlantic Ocean and maybe even discuss the flying conditions that she had to experience.
Good predictions, Colette. How did you ascertain that information?
Well, I looked at the title, and then there's also the picture on the left side, and underneath the picture there was a caption that says, "It was a long trip in tight quarters."
Helping students to engage with the reading can help improve their comprehension. So some strategies we use to engage during the reading are taking turns to read. This way, the information is being processed both visually and in an auditory manner. Also want to identify key vocabulary and explore that new vocabulary. Maybe try using it in a sentence or asking them if it reminds them of another word. It's also good to restate what you've read in your own words. When you do that, you really have to think about, what is the author telling me? And finally, when you're reading together, you should be critical and ask questions of each other. This dialogue back and forth is what helps a student to develop critical thinking skills as well as understand what they're reading. All right, Colette, we have an idea about what we are going to be reading. Why don't you get started?
Okay. Amelia Earhart flies across the Atlantic. In 1928, Amelia Earhart received a phone call that would change her life. She was invited to become the first woman passenger to cross the Atlantic Ocean in a plane. The idea of just going as extra weight did not appeal to me at all.
Ooh, wait a minute there. What does that word appeal mean?
I don't know.
All right, let's see if we can figure it out using context clues. The idea of just going as an extra weight does not appeal to me. Does that sound positive or negative? Think about it. What if I said the idea of having octopus on my pizza does not appeal to me?
Attractive or interesting?
Yes, that's exactly it. Now let's try rereading the sentence, but this time plug in your new definition.
The idea of just going as extra weight did not seem attractive or interesting to me at all, she said, but she accepted the offer nonetheless.
Okay, that sounded great. Now, can you try to summarize what you just read?
Well, it seems like Amelia Earhart made history because she was the first woman to be a passenger on an airplane.
Good job. Now, what do you think her emotions were when she made this decision?
Well, she was kind of excited.
Why do you say just kind of? Can you use some evidence from the text to explain that?
Well, in the reading, she said she didn't want to go as just extra weight, but she understood it was still an opportunity.
Okay, that's great. Now it's my turn to read. On June 17th, after several delays due to bad weather, Amelia Earhart flew in a plane named Friendship with co-pilots Wilmer Bill Stutz and Lewis Slim Gordon. The plane landed at Bury Point, South Wales, with just a small amount of fuel left. When you come to the end of the passage, it doesn't mean your active reading is finished. Now's the time to continue the conversation with your reading partner. Reflect upon what you've read and evaluate it. Think about the gist or main idea and summarize to each other what you've read. What do you think this was all about? Then think ahead. How does this relate to my life? Have I read anything like this before? Have I seen anything like this out in the real world? What was something new I read? Having a reading conversation and active reading with your favorite reader doesn't just enhance that person's comprehension of the passage. It also starts a conversation between you two that might be different than normal conversations. It starts a relationship that's intellectually based. And that's just a nice kind of relationship to have. I hope you're able to use this method and find that it helps you with your reading. Thank you.
Thanks so much for learning with us today. If you have any questions or want more assistance on active reading, please feel free to email us. Be sure to also check out our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for more videos, resources, and tips. See you next time!